Turn on the torch, light up the flame. Time to melt some glass, my friends. There you are. Here I am to explain, to teach, and create again. Today we're going to do a lattice or lacy conch shell. I've done them before, but I'm revamping my design. And in revamping the design, you can see a better product done. And I've also, at this point, today is December 16th, 2018. And I just got a new cell phone camera. And I haven't tried the live feed yet to see how it's coming through, but I'm doing some camera work with it, and it's already giving you guys a better, closer view without too much brightness in what I'm doing. Right now I'm going to make sort of like a little round ball. Actually, it's going to be sort of like a ball. Well, a round ball will do. Start rounding it. Fold and pull or lacy. One of my lacy ideas here. And that's how I do the lace, back and forth. It's a very strong, very durable lace. Okay. Next, well, let me seal this off. This will look really good, and you can do this at any size you want. What I'm basically doing the lace with right now is, I'd have to say 10 mil. And just basically back and forth until you make the size ball you want. And you can do a smaller one to start out with. Okay. Now, I'm going to heat and pull just the bottom half into a pointed area. You'll see why in a little while. There we go. Now let's do it to the top half or the bottom half, I'm not sure what. I usually decide after I do the actual pointing. And I think the side that I've got the nice thick rod on is going to be the top. And then again, it's personal preference, saying that'll do or that'll do. Either one will work. It doesn't have to be exciting, but it'll work. Okay. That one's a little bit more elongated than the other one. Okay. It's not that important which one's elongated, but it'll work for itself. Now, I'm going to do some more lace. And this lace will start here and work my way up, and then I'll do it again and keep going in this, so like a curve it right on around. You'll see what I'm talking about. Here goes the lace, back and forth, touch, pull, touch, pull, touch, pull, touch, pull, touch, pull. And then I go just to where the one point came to the other point, back and forth, and go in the other direction now. And you can already see the bottom half of the conch shell forming. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more. And if you did this in a color, like if you want, and you don't have to do it in clear, but I'd practice in clear first. But if you did this in a color like green or red or blue, but I'm also going to show you again a method of fuming this, which will put a new spin on it entirely. And there you go, you've got a conch shell as is. I usually put a loop here on the top, and that'll work for that, but I am going to continue adding to it here. And also I'm going to fume it. There's a little bit of silver and a little bit of gold. Okay? still with me? You're going, what? Okay. Now, the next thing I do is I go to just about, wouldn't say middle, I'd say 1/3 from the top of that rim, and I start sort of like pulling a little line, and I continue all the way around and keep going. And this time, as it comes around to the other side, I make sure it's at the top of that loop, or that widening point, and that begins the corkscrew part of the look of the shell. Okay. Looking good so far. Now I'm going to add a bail or loop or whatever you want to call it. And the way I do those is I heat it up, I pull it up, and I then make a loop by letting gravity work for me and connect it together. And then I usually take of course, don't have one handy at the moment. Where is it at? Whistling, it wouldn't jump at me. It's leaning way over there. There we go. Graphite rod to work with. Sort of widen the loop a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to put a cold weld on the end of this guy. It's looking really good so far. I like it. I don't know about you guys. Touch it too. Pull it off on this end. And here's where some of the fun begins. Are you ready for this? Now on this one, I have some silver. And you need a light thing of silver. I'm going to take this down to just a single flame. No oxygen or anything on the outside ring at all. And I could do this whole thing on a single flame. But I have the extra flame available, so I use it. Now, this was at room temperature, and the best thing to do if you don't want the silver to jump out at you is you've got to ease it in, just like you would a Freddy or whatever those softer glasses are that you heat it up and it'll go pew, 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 pew in all directions. When I first started, I actually took any type of glass and played with it. Okay, now what we're doing is, now that that's warmed up, is I'm going to sort of just lightly bathe that piece in it, and you can see that it has a yellow tint to it now, a very light yellow tint, and that is the silver fuming into it. Okay, then we'll put that down. See if I can find the other one. Of course it's not available when you want it. Is that the one I want? Oh yeah. Now on the very tip of that, I don't know if you can see it or not, that little bit of gold. Now, here we go. Gonna warm that in, and you got to do the same thing or it's gonna pop out and go in another direction, and you don't want that. You want to save your gold. And you can get this gold at most glass supply places. They have gold wire, 22 karat. It's not too bad, about $15, $20 can get you a nice little chunk to play with. And that little tiny chunk, that's not $15 worth. The wire was like about that long. But, and it's very thin, but it's enough to play with. Now here we go. Heat that up. And let that little dot of gold do its number on this stuff. Can't really tell yet. Let me change the flame a little bit. Now, depending upon whether you put a lot of oxygen or a little oxygen in this, is what happens next. You put a little bit of oxygen in it, and it'll turn pink. And it's already starting to do that. You can see that right there. And then, if you put a lot of oxygen in it, it'll turn purple. I don't know why. I guess it's the oxidizing flame of the gold, but I don't think gold oxidizes. But that's turning a nice pink color. And it also has a nice gold tint to it. You can't really see that well, but it is there. Point that. Now I'm putting more oxygen in it. Let's see if we can get some purple coming out. I say that and it's going to turn more pink when you know it. And there we go. And we have one conch shell. Going to cap that off, fire polish it. I did that. Okay. Put that down. Actually, that'll cool it room temperature quite nicely the way it is, but if you can put it straight in the oven, that'd be great too. As always, carpe vitro. Let me see, where's the tweezers? There they are. Underneath three other things. Carpe vitro, and enjoy your day.